The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The city councils in Neptune Beach and Jacksonville Beach each passed their 2017 annual budgets at meetings Tuesday night. The city of Jacksonville Beach projects it will collect $8,643,193 in property taxes, or about 5% more than in fiscal year 2016, but it will do so with a lower millage rate. The city has reduced its millage rate from 3.8947 to 3.7947. It also expects to collect less through the local communications tax and other taxes for an overall revenue increase of about 2.7%. City Manager George Forbes said that over the past several years, the city's been able to reduce its millage rate from over 4 mils, which he says is a significant millage rate reduction. In Neptune Beach, the council set the millage rate at 3.3656 mils, which is the same as last year, but 5.7% above the rolled back rate of 3.1849. Revenues to the general fund in Neptune Beach will total $4,798,436, which is about $65,000 more than in fiscal year 2016. Both cities will vote on their budgets and millage rates again in 2 weeks. The city of Atlantic Beach will have its first vote on its budget next Monday, and we'll have more on that later in the newscast. The Jacksonville Beach City Council Tuesday night entered into a 5-year agreement with Deck the Chairs to become the title sponsor for the event. Executive Director Curtis Loftus had approached the city about becoming a formal partner with the organization following last year's event. Under the terms of the agreement, the city of Jacksonville Beach agrees to reserve Latham Plaza for specific dates, waive facility rental fees, and provide utilities for the event. Deck the Chairs will be responsible for obtaining the necessary permits, organizing and promoting the event, seeking additional sponsors, and paying for expenses like security, fences, and cleanup. One of the council's primary concerns was how the relationship would be affected should Loftus be elected to the city council. He's running against Councilwoman Christine Hoffman for at-large seat 1. City Attorney Susan Erdely said that there is no conflict of interest until such time as Loftus might be elected, and then the situation would have to be evaluated to determine if he was receiving any benefit through Deck the Chair's contract with the city. Loftus might have to resign as the executive director of the organization or not serve on the council if such a conflict were identified. Councilwoman Janelle Wilson said that she would have preferred to see a shorter-term contract that would have been reviewed before renewal.
Mr. Forbes has pointed out also that the contract can be canceled with a 180-day notice, so I guess that is kind of offsetting that concern to some extent.
The city spent $44,388 on Deck the Chairs in 2015, largely in in-kind contributions. The ongoing in-kind contribution as a title sponsor will be the waiver of the $36,800 facility fee and an estimated $1,500 to $1,600 in utilities. The agreement passed unanimously. Deck the Chairs will have a larger tree with an animated light show this year, and the city of Jacksonville Beach has agreed to pick up half the purchase price. Deck the Chairs Executive Director Curtis Loftus proposed the idea to the city earlier this year. The stylized Christmas tree sculpture will get bigger to accommodate the display, which will animate lights synchronized with holiday music. The shows will be limited to weekends and will last for 10 minutes each.
The entire tree gets wrapped in new lights. So we're purchasing digital lights that can be programs. Each individual light gets programmed, allows the tree to actually animate itself. So when you're watching the tree in the 10-minute light show, lights will dance around the tree to the music. You'll see projection systems up onto the pavilion wall. We're mapping the pavilion now so that we can add additional graphics to the space. And then what we're doing is simultaneously tying in all those sponsors that are in the pavilion area to the light show. So the lights will flicker and dance with each of those chairs around the tree as it flickers and dances.
The cost of the display and programming is $18,125. While there was some discussion of making less of a contribution for the light show or asking Loftus to find a donor to absorb the cost, the city agreed to contribute $9,100, half the cost of the lights, and to allow Deck the Chairs to retain full ownership of the display. When we come back, Neptune Beach starts the process of hiring a new city clerk. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The city of Neptune Beach has begun the process of hiring a new city clerk after it terminated Carla Straight just before Labor Day. City Manager Andy Hyatt presented a job description to the council at their meeting Tuesday night and said he was seeking direction from the council as to how to proceed. The clerk is responsible for such duties as preparing the agendas for council meetings, maintaining the city's records and files, maintaining and updating the municipal code, keeping minutes from meetings, and is also the city's chief elections officer. The duties are currently being handled by City Development Director Amanda Askew and Piper Turner, who's the assistant to the building official. Councilor John Jolly questioned whether the clerk's position should be full-time or if it should be cut to a part-time position.
We're trying to gauge, I think from Mr. Hyatt, is trying to gauge how much time Amanda and Ms. Piper's been doing and spending on this thing and figure out how much time really is needed. That's one decision we need to make, is it a full-time or part-time?
Councilor Scott Wiley said that he feels like the city clerk should be a full-time position.
I think we need a full-time city clerk. We've had one time we had a city clerk for several years. We had a city clerk and a deputy city clerk, and things are getting busier, and I think we certainly need to have a full-time city clerk that's accessible to the city council.
Wiley added that the procedure for hiring the city clerk should be much like the one used to hire a new chief of police. Mayor Harriet Pruitt said she was not convinced the city clerk should be a full-time position, and she also suggested that the city's organization chart might need some revision.
There is no day-to-day supervision for a city clerk. It's in the code that the council supervises, and I think that's the way it should stay. But I'm wondering if we might want to do a resolution that would recommend that the city manager would be the day-to-day manager, with council retaining the supervision over the city clerk.
Hyatt was tasked with providing a revised job description to the council for its workshop meeting scheduled for September 19th. After that is finalized, he will post the position and begin the recruitment process. The Neptune Beach City Council Tuesday night finalized a contract with WastePro for residential and commercial waste hauling in the city. Neptune Beach residents will not notice a great deal of change in their residential services, other than yard waste being collected on Monday rather than Wednesday. Residents will also be given specific bins for trash and recycling, according to City Manager Andy Hyatt. Residents will be given 2 64-gallon bins, one for trash and one for recycling, with the option of getting a smaller cart for trash.
What the public will need to know is that at some point, somebody from WastePro will be coming to your house and knocking on your door to give you some information about the rollout and it might be that they bring the cans that day. These will be they'll be assigned to your house. It will have a serial number on it, and it will go to your home. It will go to that address. So we will be able to actually track things a little better and have a good check and balance with our homes and what's out there.
The exception will be residents of Summer Sands, which will be allowed to keep the trash containers they currently have due to an issue with storage of larger bins and community association rules. Hyatt said that what's acceptable for recycling will be imprinted on the recycling bins. Pizza boxes, for example, are considered trash and not recyclable, he said. Residents will be charged $15.80 per month for trash pickup, with the provision in the contract that the price can be adjusted annually equal to the percentage increase in the Consumer Price Index. As of September 1st, WastePro became responsible for paying the city's tipping fees, which equal about $15,000 per month. Neptune Beach still owes 1 month of tipping fees to the city of Jacksonville for the month of August. Atlantic Beach is set to take a first vote on its proposed millage rate and budget at their meeting Monday night. The proposed rate for Atlantic Beach is 3.2285 mils, which is a reduction from the fiscal year 2016 rate of 3.3285, but still 1.2% above the rollback rate. City Manager Nelson Van Leer said in his recommendation to the Commission that the proposed rate would maintain a level of ad valorem tax revenue sufficient to support funding for the proposed level of services. The operating budget for Atlantic Beach that will be considered Monday night totals $31,690,466. Revenues are projected to be $30,776,930. And the Atlantic Beach City Commission will hold a commission roundtable discussion at the Adele Grage Center Saturday morning at 10. The purpose of the meeting is to discuss open communications between the Commission and the City Manager and the process for handling citizen complaints. The meeting is open to the public. The latest beach renourishment project is set to begin September 12th and continue through November in Jacksonville and Neptune Beach and include a portion of Atlantic Beach. The beach will remain open outside the work areas. The contractor expects to temporarily close at least 1,200 feet of the beach at a time during the project. Public access over the dredging pipes will occur roughly every 300 to 400 feet, and the work should proceed about 500 feet, or about 2 city blocks along the shore each day. The Beaches Town Center is sponsoring a Beaches Tour of Homes as a fundraiser to support the Beaches Town Center Agency. Participating residents of Neptune and Atlantic Beach will open their homes on Saturday, September 17th, to showcase the historical and architectural elements that make their homes unique. Homes will be open from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. for the one-day self-guided tour. Volunteers will be on site, as well as a few homeowners, to answer questions about the home's history and design. Tickets are $20 and are available from several town center merchants or online at beachestowncenter.com.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
The National Weather Service says we can expect some pretty nice weather over the next few days, with lots of sunshine over the weekend, and then a chance of showers and maybe a thunderstorm in the first part of next week. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, and lows will fall into the low to mid 70s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.